My Lord, my Lord, I'll just come up on this to say that by failing to take into account our history and this principle which I've laid out, that it was inconsistent with Article 8A of the Constitution, which requires us to consider these principles. My Lord, the next I wish my Lord to refer to you paragraphs, the affidavit of Francis Gemara, paragraphs 5, 7, 8, 11, 12, 16, 17, 19, para 5, 7, 8 to 11, that is 8 to 11, 12, 16, 17, 19, 27, and 28. And then the affidavit of Professor Sempebwa, paragraphs 5, 6, 7, 8F, and Q. And then the affidavit of Professor Ogenga Latigo, paragraphs 34, 42, 43, and 47. And my Lord, the thrust of my argument in relying on this evidence is that the Speaker recognized the importance of this bill.
My Lords, I am at pains to appreciate the submissions of my learned friend. To the best of my recollection, my best issue, he said he is addressing lordships on issue number 6. I don't know whether this is a rejoinder. I don't know whether he's reopening the issue, because this issue was canvassed. Is he rejoining? Is he
number 6?
Yes, it
issue
was.
Number 6?
Yes. I don't know which issue is addressing.
Well, I think it was 6G.
He said issue number 6.
No, it was 6G. Yes. You know, there is 6, and we complain about the crafting of the issue. It was 6, and then it split. It has got A up to G. Come again?
G, my Lord, was the basic structure, which also was canvassed by Counsel for the Petitioners.
No, Learned Attorney General, in part, yes, you are right. Some of the things Learned Counsel is saying had already been mentioned, and use your own word, covered, when he was making the introductory, each side made the introductory statement. I remember he covered this, even you responded. But there is issue number 6, coached in the terms you can see, with sub-issues A to G, to G, to G. And I remember 6G was covered, and B, yes, and B, and B. Oh, I didn't mark it, so I can't.
My Lords, we didn't cover B. Only we covered 6A and 6G. Because B required evidence. covered 6A and 6E.
No, there's no evidence required.
So A was covered. I remember G was covered. I marked it. So it would still be within his right in covering 6, the head paragraph or the head issue to submit in the manner submitted.
My Lord.
What I can say though, you know, he could have said on the issue of this in my introductory remark. I covered it, I still maintain the same, something like this, but otherwise, he can still bring it up.
I thought you are just trying to give us another preamble. You have not touched any of the issues. May you proceed with the issues? Yes, but my Lord, before I do so, when in my introductory remarks, I referred to 8A in respect of a different principle of democracy. I was talking of rule of law. Very different from this. That is what is applicable in issues 1 to 4. In respect of this one, I'm talking about peaceful transfer of power, a different principle. What is that? There's nothing like peaceful transfer of power. My Lord, in 8, I'm relying on 8A. 8 or 6? Article 8A, which you will find in the body of 6, like Article 8A.
The only problem, Mr. Ogallo, the only problem is the key words. I don't know, words. In 6, you are challenging the conceptualizing, the process of consultation, and then the debate in Parliament,
Yes,
which preceded the enactment,
yes,
or which led to the enactment.
yes.
You're saying they were not, you're challenging, you're asking whether they were consistent or not, contravened or not, articles of the Constitution as hereunder.
Yes. Yes. Then proceed.
Then we don't know whether you're the ones going to deal with
My Lord,
B, C, D, or somebody else.
My Lord, then I will leave 8A. I'll finish with 8A. Article 8A. Now, my Lord, the evidence I talked about is now in the question of Article 1, sovereignty. My Lord, the Speaker invoked sovereignty of the people. She did so at page 47, 46 of the Hansard attached to the affidavit of the Biriki. And made it very clear that the people are central to the issue and it cannot be decided without the population. Once she did that, my Lord, it's my humble submission that once they embarked on the process of consultation, then that process has to be as clean as a whistle. But once they say yes, we are going to consult with the people, then they must do it very, very properly. And my humble submission that they did not, that they failed to do so. My Lord, the process of participation, was not structured whatsoever. It was left to each individual to decide how to do the participation. There was the bill was not circulated to the people. No notice was given that members of parliament are coming for public participation. Therefore, no dates were given to enable people know the places where they were going to meet.
Where you get all this information that the bill was not circulated, this was not done? In the evidence?
Yes, my Lord. In the supplementary affidavit of Ogengala.
Okay.
My lords, in any event, all those arguments I remember very collectively, and I recorded verbatim, were made by the same council. That's why I'm at pains for what if we are having.
My lords are also at the loss.
But Honorable AG, what's your worry? time or what? If he repeats himself but he doesn't add anything new, I thought
My
that's
worry
what-
is that the party should not canvass issues he has already canvassed. I mean, we are
he was
not here
given
for the
30
circus.
minutes to do his job. Now you want him.
My lord is remaining with about 2.
You are telling him you are doing the wrong thing.
Mr. Gallo, proceed.
For the
Proceed.
record, I have not argued it over anything.
No. The court is saying proceed.
Obliged. My lord, in the affidavit of Francis Gimara, there is evidence that no notice was given to the public. The bill was not circulated to the public. Parliament did not issue invitations to the public. It did not designate places where public participation would be held. No dates and times were given.
I am uncomfortable you use the public participation interchangeably with consultation. I think they are
Obliged, my lord. My lord, I'm sorry, I mean public participation.
you mean public participation or consultation? Because what appears to have been permitted was consultation. But the appears to have been nothing but public participation.
Yes, my lord, and my lord, I'll be submitting that at the end of it, there was actually no public participation.
You mean the House went into committee stage,
Yes.
committee of parliamentary and legal and parliamentary,
Yes.
and they just quietly went. It was not announced in Parliament that the House was now giving chance to legal and parliamentary to seek views, all understand. Is that what you're saying?
No. I was talking about the members of parliament. In respect of the committee, my lord will notice that it was a Kampala affair. All the people who were invited were either bodies or persons based in Kampala. So, in as much as the one of MPs was so bad, even the one of legal and parliamentary was bad because it was a Kampala affair. So, my lord, it's my humble submission that there was no participation.
Maybe the legal and parliamentary feared to come to Mbale. When somebody decided to come to Mbale, there was war. So maybe the legal and parliamentary was wise, saying if you go out of Kampala, you run into problem.
Yes, people, they did so. They never said so. The only reason I think we can discern from their report that there was no money to go to region. That's what I discern.
Council, in a democratic governance, is there a difference between participation and consultation? And if there is a difference, how should the two be implemented?
My lord, in a governance itself, leaving aside what we term it, but the consultation would have a kind of a lesser meaning than participation. But the context in which it is put in when we call it consultation, we actually mean public participation. My lords, I would refer your lordship to the case authority number 9, Robert Gapuru, as the authority for what amounts to real public participation. This was not. My lords, I would also refer your lordship.
That is a decision from outside Uganda.
Yes, my lord, the Kenyan decision.
Maybe their constitution is specific on how.
Yes, my
participation
lord,
should be.
I take the point. It's persuasive. I invite your lordship to.
And you've referred to that authority before. I think that's why the Attorney General is not comfortable. So how much more time do you need? You've exceeded your time by 10 minutes because there have been intervention from the court. And from the Attorney General. So how much more time do you need?
My lord, could you just allow me just 5 minutes?
Fine. You have your 5 minutes.
My lord, I'll use those minutes mainly to refer to the concerns of the people of Uganda. as seen from their own submission to the Odoki Commission. And I will point out the pages here when I fit the submission. The majority of the people of Uganda did not trust Parliament. The majority of people of Uganda in their submissions to the Odoki Commission say any amendment of our constitution should be referred to us through the They did not trust Parliament to do so. My Lord, when the Odoki Commission came to frame...
Was that enshrined in the subsequent constitution?
I'm coming, my Lord. When the Odoki Commission came now to make a draft constitution, they took into account that the people didn't trust Parliament. But then what they did, in respect of qualifications for the president, they said no, the amendment of Parliament will have to do with the approval of district councils, 2/3 of the district council. So the qualification of the president, according to the Odoki recommendation, the draft constitution, was that it will have to be both Parliament and the district council. In the Constituent Assembly, we changed that. That's why now we have this. And my Lord, this is to be found at Authority 11, at page 741, paragraph 45, Authority 11, page 741, paragraph 28.101, and page 742, at paragraph 28.110, and the reasons why they did not trust Parliament are to be found at page 728, para 28-32, page 727, para 28.27, and page 730, para 28.43. And there, my Lord, you will find that the concern of the people that they did not want the Constitution to be amended lightly, and that amendments should come only when they are needed and have been carefully evaluated. Those are the people of Uganda. And the two, that in the past, those exercising power have little concern for constitutional limits. And three, that once governments in the past have had the majority, then they have just amended the Constitution to do what suits them. Therefore, my Lord, in conclusion, in reviewing...
Before you conclude, there was the Odoki Commission report, which, to use your own phrase, was rejected or not adopted by the Constituent Assembly.
Yes.
And they came up with the Constitution, as we knew it, on the 8th of October, 1995.
Yes, ma'am.
Doesn't the same Constitution really, the principle you're talking about, is indeed enshrined in the Constitution? There are provisions of the Constitution nobody can amend.
Yes, my Lord.
The Bill of Rights,
That's correct, my Lord.
non-derogable.
Yes,
Yes. Meaning, as I said earlier, these are God-given acts. You'd have to ask God to change them. Then there are provisions which we ourselves have inserted, enshrined in the Constitution. And the framers of the Constitution say, yes, Parliament has got the right to amend this Constitution outside of the Bill of Rights, But for these ones, and they're listed under 260, the various provisions, we must go back to the people before you